Lockdown builds are back in NBA 2K25, and with the new builder, there's going to be a lot of ways to make unique and powerful lockdown builds, especially with the new badge perks and cap breakers. But in today's video, I bring you one of the more balanced lockdown build templates I've seen so far, and I'm not going to waste your time. We're going to get right into it. So for this build, I went 6'7", 229 pounds with a max wingspan of 7'3". Starting off, we have the 96 perimeter defense, which is going to give us Hall of Fame on-ball menace with an 84 agility. We also have Hall of Fame challenger at a 95 perimeter, and pick dodger stays gold unless you want to go to 97 perimeter with an 85 agility to unlock Hall of Fame. Then I went with a 94 steal rating, which is the cutoff for Hall of Fame interceptor. A 96 steal gets you Hall of Fame glove, and it's honestly probably worth it, but I made this lock build fairly balanced, and as it stands, it's a pretty good template to tweak depending on the game mode you primarily play. If you plan on playing Proving Grounds, a higher steal would be beneficial, but if you're more of a rec player like me, a higher steal may not always be necessary. Now, a lot of the builds I've made so far, I based them off what I want to use for my max +1 badge perk. So in this case, I could potentially use it on Legend On-Ball Menace or Legend Interceptor. And also, Zach Timmerman at 2K Dev recently said that you can swap your max +1 badges out as you please. So if you don't like Legend On-Ball Menace, you don't feel like it's worth it, you can just switch that over to Interceptor. And that's a W feature from 2K. So after putting my strength to an 85 for gold and movable, and my vertical to a 74 for silver high flying denier with that 78 block, I gave this build a 75 pass accuracy, which is a tricky attribute because at this height, ball handle and pass accuracy are so closely tied together, which boosts the overall pretty quickly. Depending on the game modes you play, you can get away with less pass accuracy, but personally I like having more. Just be mindful of which pass styles are effective early on, and you can always check all the requirements needed at nba2klab.com/animation-requirements. Then for finishing, I went with a 65 driving dunk for athletic hangs off 1, which was the value package in 2K24, but it should be a high enough rating to get some effective dunks. A 45 standing dunk is generally a great value threshold as well, and it still unlocks the same packages, which is definitely worth it. I then maxed out my shooting with a 79 3-point and 87 mid-range, which helps me get solid shooting badges like silver deadeye, silver shifty shooter with that 87 mid, and silver set shot specialist, which should be more than enough shooting badges for a lockdown. Now, some things I wish I would have had more of on this final build would be a 96 steal, as I mentioned, and probably try to get a little more speed if possible. And these things can be done, I just only had so much time in the builder, but for what it's worth, this is a really good template to start with, and you can tweak it how you like. Now, that's all for this video. If you found it informative or helpful, a simple like would be greatly appreciated, and let me know in the comments what you would change on this lockdown build. Thank you all for watching. It's been Spill, and I'm out. Later.